Hi, I'm Amrit Kaur and this is assignment number 2 on machine learning of group number 6. So our first task is to perform the unsupervised learning clustering. So we are supposed to use the k-means clustering to identify the 3 dominant colors in the image. So first we are importing our relevant libraries, the required libraries, which is PIL, sklearn cluster, NumPy, and matplotlib. We are using one of the wallpapers as our image. We are reading the image using the open, and this is our image. Now we are converting the image into an array, and here you can see it has the channel is 3, the width and height is 367. Then we are reshaping it into 2D image using reshape. Now we are converting it into a list of pixels by using reshape. Now in order to perform our k-means clustering algorithm, we are setting the number of clusters to 3 and then predicting the cluster labels using the predict method. Now we are reshaping the labels into to the image dimensions using labels reshape. We are then plotting the image as so. When we will print these labels, it will be in the form of numbers, and then if we plot the labels in proper dimensions, we will get our image. Now in order to find our 3 dominant colors in our image, we are finding the centers of the cluster, assuming that the center of the clusters would be the dominant colors. So we are finding the centers of the clusters and printing the center values. These are 3 arrays, and then we will be plotting these arrays. The size is 100 by 100 and 3 for the RGB. So as you can see, these are our 3 dominant colors in our image. We are getting this by plotting our 3 centers, which is center 0, 1 and 2. Now coming to task 2, which is supervised learning using the SVC comparison and performing normalization and standardization on our data. So first we will load our data into the data frame and import the required libraries here and loading the data into the data frame. Then we are printing our top 10 rows of the data, and here you can see our diagnosis is the dependent variable. Now we use the info to get the data types of all the variables and all the attributes. So the diagnosis is of the object data type. So we will be going next and then performing using unique. We get the unique values in the diagnosis column. In order to predict our dependent variable, we need to clean our data, and thus we are removing the ID number and the unnamed variables. Next, we are splitting the data between dependent and independent variables into X and Y. Now, in order to perform the machine learning, we need to convert the string data type into the zeros and ones using the label encoder, that is encoding it into a machine language. So our categorical variable, that is diagnosis, we are performing our encoding on the diagnosis variable, which is the dependent variable. So on second part, we are going to train and test our data, and first we are dividing the data into 70% to train and 30% to test, and for that we are using the test size as 0.3 in order to get the test size as 30%. Then we are importing our libraries, which is grid search, standard scalar, and min-max scalar. Next, in order to demonstrate the results before and after standard scalar, first we are normalizing our data using the min-max scalar onto our dependent and independent variables. Then we are fitting the model, that is finding the patterns into the model. And then we are splitting the data into train and test data, that is 70 and 30%. Here you can see the output. We are classifying the data using the SVC and perform it on our data that we use to train. Then we are printing the training accuracy, which is 0.98994, and so. Then we are predicting using the predict, and then we are testing if our predictions are correct. So printing the test accuracy, we get the value as 96491, and then on displaying the confusion matrix, we get the following output. Then on performing, on the other hand, the standard scalar transformation, going through the same procedure, we are training our data, we are using SVC again and printing our training accuracy, doing the prediction, and then we have the confusion matrix. Now if you see using the standard scalar, we are getting more accuracy as compared to the normalization without standard scalar. Now finally, we have to perform the hyperparameter tuning using the grid search or random search CV, and we are going to result train and test accuracy as well, the best parameter. First, we are creating a dictionary in order to perform the grid search. We are using the grid search to search the model with the best score in the search space that has 169 combination, and then we are refitting an estimator using the best found parameters on the whole dataset. We are using the grid search CV and using the SVC to refit our model. Then we are displaying the result and the best parameters for our data, which are these, and with the score of 0.98, we can see the precision is very good and our data is following a Gaussian distribution, and the outliers in the data will not be affected by standardization as it does not have a bounding range. Whereas normalization is best suited when the data does not follow Gaussian distribution, but it is affected by outliers as compared to standardization. So thank you. This was our presentation on assignment number 2 on machine learning. Thank you.